Vivian, aka Annette, and I have a guest here. You want to introduce yourself?
My name's Tiara. I have a channel called Ko'lana Kurls, and if you are new to my channel, well, thank you so much for tuning in. But I'm here with Vivian.
Yay! So this is my first in-person collab. Well, what about you? Is it your?
Yeah, the other collab I did, she lived in, I think she lives in Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we met on Instagram, and she was like, we should just do like a hairstyle collab. So this is my first like in person, which is cool because
I know
most people who do live here, they don't really talk to each other.
No, they don't. Child, that's another video. But the first time I met Tiara, I believe you had reached out to a natural hair group here in Phoenix, and you wanted to interview ladies in the Valley about their natural hair care. Mm-hmm. And at the time, she was thinking about going natural, I think it was.
I was actually in the middle of my transition. So,
okay.
So I knew I was going to go natural, but I hadn't decided on when I was going to chop. I told myself 2 years, and that's what I ended up doing. And it was, I don't know. I was at that table surrounded by all these people with beautiful hair. Mm-hmm. Your hair especially was just like the epitome of how you have the perfect twist out. And I'm just sitting there like, oh man, I wish I was there.
I know your hair was like, I think you had straightened your hair. Or
it was in a bun.
In a bun.
It was like super dirty, and I was like, well, this isn't about me. So no, I was a mess that day.
I didn't say it, you did. No, I thought you looked good. I thought you looked fine. But we're going to be discussing a couple of things. The first being the difference, or I guess I should say the pros and cons between transitioning versus big chopping perspectives, because I shaved my head, which is a die-hard big chop, and it's something that a lot of naturals won't do or won't even consider doing, whereas allowing your hair to grow out, or even slowly chopping your hair off. And I think the biggest worry for a lot of naturals is that they are concerned about length and when am I going to get my hair long, and I'm going to lose that hair I just cut off, right?
Yeah.
So I wasn't worried about that, clearly, since I shaved my head, because I was thinking of the future. My hair is going to be great eventually, and it paid off.
Oh, but yes. I think that's an understatement.
It is what it is. I have no regrets. So why don't you tell us a little bit about you transitioning, and any ups and downs of that, or anything that you regret in that process?
Okay, well, transitioning kind of started by accident, actually. I relaxed my hair for as long as I could remember, and when I decided I was going to go on like a healthy hair journey, it was right around February. And I had gotten engaged, and I was like, okay, I know how I want to do my hair for my wedding. So mm-hmm. I knew I wasn't just going to cut it all off because I didn't know what to do with short hair. Mm-hmm. So it started as a healthy, relaxed journey. And then my last relaxer was that same year. It was November. And I was like, well, I moved away, and I don't know how to relax my own hair. I tried that didn't work.
Really?
I tried relaxing my own hair.
So your hair was pretty long while you were relaxed, right?
I don't think so. It came like right here.
Okay.
Like it just didn't seem to grow past here. It would just break off. That's
so now, isn't that funny? Now that you have natural hair, your hair seems to grow faster. Is this the longest your hair has ever been?
No, when I was a kid, I could probably say it was down to my elbows.
Oh, okay.
But this is the longest it's been in years.
Right.
So,
yeah.
It's pretty long. And so it started as a healthy, relaxed journey, and then it turned into, I'm going to stretch my relaxers like 6 months because my dad relaxed my hair and I moved away and I didn't want to have to drive every 8 weeks. And then about 6 months into it, I was like, no, this is a transition because I'm kind of over the relaxers, and I loved the volume that was coming out, and it was just stronger.
Yeah.
My relaxed hair broke constantly, so it was just, it turned into a transition.
Okay.
And then I liked the length that I had, and I was afraid of losing that, so I was like, well, let's do 2 years. And I did still like trim it every once in a while. It was, because I just looked sad.
You look sad, and your hair looks sad.
The ends of my hair were sad. Like, I feel like transitioning hair, I don't know, I don't have the greatest self-esteem, and that was a huge test where it was like, it just didn't look good. I didn't want to go swimming. I didn't want to do anything. I would style my hair and then just hope that it would stay that way for at least a week, because once it got wet, it was just,
right.
My hair was just, it's the weirdest thing. And I envy those people like you who big chopped and just like shaved it all off and like started from square one. But I was a chicken and I liked the length, and it wasn't even that long, which is ridiculous.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, the same reasons that you brought up with the reasons why I didn't want to transition. I didn't want to go through that awkward phase of your new growth coming in and you have straight hair at the end. And then the hairstyles, I was going in. I work from home, by the way. Now I do. But at that time, I was going in the office and my desk was a receptionist desk.
Oh.
So I was not about to have everyone question me. They were already asking me about my hair anyway. And so I didn't want to deal with that. I just was like, forget it. Let me just shave off my hair and deal with the consequences later on. But I see so many women who are going through the transitional phase and they have that icky period, and then some of them they just stop and they perm their hair, and I just did not want to be that person.
As it's gotten longer, what to do with the different types of shrinkage I have. But okay, what would you say is your favorite stage of hair? Like, was the TWA easier or harder? Or?
It was easier than TWAs because I would literally wash my hair, put gel in it, and I would shingle, and that was it for like 7 days. I couldn't have my hair. Now I have to wash, detangle, deep condition. I mean, I was deep conditioning then, but it makes a big difference once you get length. And I have density, thickness, and
I'm so jealous.
The density came, and I want to talk a little bit more about that too, whether or not you've noticed any changes with your hair. And speaking to other naturals who have been along their journey around the 3 or 4 year mark, I don't know what changes, but with a couple of us, we noticed that our hair starts to get matted, but I think that's because the hair is just getting longer. So I started experiencing matted hair around 3 or 4 years, and now I can no longer detangle with a comb and be it. I have to finger detangle, then further detangle with a comb. But I will honestly say, of course, TWA, absolutely love it. But I honestly love my hair. Right now it's shoulder length. It's about bra length straightened. Wait, it's bra length straightened. But I loved my hair when it was around chin length. I love it because I have a unique shape and it grows in this shape. So I loved it when it was chin length.
So it grows in this shape?
Oh,
so jealous.
Yeah, it grows, and I think it's because I have different textures. Like most of us do. But,
I feel like everyone has different textures. Okay, so my favorite was probably right after I had chopped it, and I got my diva cut, of course, which she'd give me in a perfect shape. And as it continued to grow, I learned that I had different curl patterns. I feel like the texture's all the same. I have very fine strands, and I've always had the matting tangling problem, but that's because my strands are so fine. They just they love to touch each other. Especially back here, like wash day is gonna be a nightmare. I can already tell because this wash and go is so old.
And this is a wash and go.
Yeah, this is a wash and go. It's because my hair's fine. I don't use a whole lot of products. So this is like
it'll weigh it down.
Yeah, it's like a Smoothie and Eco Styler. And that's it. And of course, I've refreshed certain fuzzy parts, but I actually don't mind the frizz because it's so fine. Like if I were to just if I had washed my hair before I came, it would have been so flat and like lifeless. Like I have to like fluff it and then it makes it fuzzy, but then I'm like, yes, now I look like all the other girls who got dense hair. So. But to answer your question about have I experienced changes, when I was relaxed, I thought I had thin hair. Like I just thought it was, like I had bald patches. And it was really my scalp was not healthy. And so my follicles, I guess, just weren't growing in as strong as they could be. I still think I have fine hair, but I don't think it's thin. I think it's like a normal density.
Okay. Looking at it now, I think it's a normal density. I think it's actually a little thick unless you got something in there.
No, there's lots of tangles.
No, I don't think when I look at you, I don't view you as having thin hair. You have fine
very
strands.
Fine strands.
Yeah. But you don't have thin hair in my opinion.
And that is one thing I discovered going natural. I was like, oh, it's not thin.
Yeah.
It's just fine. I can take a blow dryer with a brush and then just blow dry it and it'll be straight. I don't even have to use a dryer. But it's been that for as long as I can remember. And I asked my mom, I was like, was my hair this janky?
That's a nice word, janky.
She's like, yeah, top of your head, didn't know what to do with it. It was just, and she thought it was coarse. It's not coarse.
No, it's not.
Just the curls are just tighter.
Mm-hmm.
So when I blow dry it, it feels coarse, but then of course the rest of the hair will just look straight and limp. So now when I blow dry it, it's like a triangle. I miss the round shape, but
oh my god, so speaking of hair textures, I have two hair textures. I have 4B and I have 4C. All back there. It's just a dense forest. But for the longest, some of my subscribers would be like, "You're not a 4C. You look like a 4A." I'm like 4A, a bit of a 4B. But in my opinion, there's no two 4Bs, especially if you have multiple textures. Like since you have 3 or 4 textures, you're not gonna look like a solid 3C or a solid 3A. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna look like first of all, I have healthy hair. Not to say y'all don't have healthy hair, but when you have healthy hair, you have a certain length, and you factor in those multiple hair textures,
it's not gonna look the same.
It's not gonna look the same.
Even if both of us had 4B hair, because your hair is super dense and my hair is super fine,
right?
It's not gonna look the same. No, it's not gonna act the same. Nope. I don't know. And I don't really like the hair typing system.
I don't like the hair typing.
Like, I prefer to tell people, oh, my strands are fine. I have normal density hair. It's this length, and it's normal to low porosity.
Exactly.
Like, that I feel like is more important than what your curl pattern is.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's just be honest. There are people who never knew their hair textures, and they were still able to grow their hair. I didn't know mine until year 4.
Yeah, and even then, like, to help you that much, knowing the curl class.
What really helped me is knowing that I have dense hair and my porosity. That's what really helped me. So yeah. And so, and it's not to say if you do hair typing, kudos to you, but don't get hung up on that. Determine what your porosity is, and then go from there. So
and by texture, like some people confuse texture with curl pattern.
Right.
Texture is if your strands are fine, if they're medium, or if they're coarse, and that's the thickness of the strand. That's more important than the curl pattern, because with fine strands, I can't use a lot of product. And I see some of your videos and you load up.
Oh, I'm loading up, girl. I'm very heavy, and that's another thing too. I have a girlfriend, she has fine hair. And she said, well, I tried to use the products. I said, you can't do that. You can't use the products that I use, or you can't use
as much.
As much products. You may need to use 1 or 2 products. I can use 4 or 5 products, and my hair won't feel heavy. So
I use more than 2, and it's done. People will ask me if I'm mixed or something. Oh my gosh, your hair's so wavy. Well, girl, your hair might be heat damaged. I hear everything.
Really? We're going to discuss a little bit about our feelings when it came to cutting our hair. I know for me, since I shaved my head, and I know that's a bit drastic, but I'm going to tell you what, I felt like almost invisible shackles were released from me. It was this huge relief, to your point, and I felt like I was a new person, and yeah, it was just an amazing feeling to just cut my hair off and not have to deal with that, and just to move forward with my new hair. Because I hadn't had, I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit older than you, and I had relaxed hair since I was 7. Oh. So we're talking about we're talking about 23 years that I did not know what my hair looked like. So to get back to that and to cut my hair, it was awesome. It was a great feeling for me.
It was exciting for me. I mean, and then there was like a culture shock where I didn't know what to do with it.
Exactly.
Because I was a pro at transitioning. I'd been doing it for 2 years. I knew.
You transitioned for 2 years? You just said that.
Yeah, 2 years. I was a pro at that. I knew, you could comb through the natural hair like a breeze. Line of demarcation, you gotta be really ginger, and then you get to the relaxed ends.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of wash day, I might have chopped off like a half an inch or something. But then I chopped it all off, and then it all behaved differently. Certain products that I used to use didn't work.
Absolutely.
But I remember looking in the mirror, it was all undefined and big and poofy. And I probably had this look on my face like, what did I do? I was actually thinking, wow, I'm finally done. Because I hate the detangling process, and I actually was just dying to do a wash and go, because I could see curls.
You can see curls. Isn't it exciting when you cut it off and you can see the curls? Like, oh my god, let me get some gel.
I took a denim brush and I would sit there and watch the curls bounce up. I was like, do you see? I would tell my husband, do you see this? Yeah, look at this. Look at this. I don't know. I'm not. When I want to wear it straight, I wear a wig.
Good for you. Good for you.
Because I had it straight for so long, and it was flat, and I was just, I never felt very proud of my hair when it was relaxed, even though I only relaxed it because I didn't know what else to do with it. My mom didn't know what to do with it. So when I wear it straight, I think back to, I don't feel proud of it because it wasn't very full. Now when it's straight, it's full and it looks nice, but I get bored. I'm just like, let's just get in the shower and take it out. Even though I spent 3 hours making it straight.
I know. That's the downfall, I would say, one of the downfalls. But what I've tried to do when I have straight hair, I think of what videos can I do or what tutorials can I do with straight hair, and that keeps me, allows me to keep my hair longer mentality, thinking, okay, what can I do? What hairstyles I can do to keep it longer? Then I'm like you. I put it back in the ponytail and it's done.
Right. I'm like, I just do buns again.
What do my curls look like? So, you speak of goal length, and at first I was just like, I just want healthy hair. That was my main focus for going natural, was healthy hair. I just want health. I don't care about the length, and I honestly did not think my hair would get this long. But now that it's this long, I'm like you. I want my hair about here, around here, curly. That's, if I could get that length, I'm good.
Perfect.
Good.
Boob length.
Yeah, boob length. So how often are you washing then?
I try to do once a week.
We're not going to talk about this.
Sorry. Hopefully you guys can't see what's going on. But I try to wash it once a week. And that's with the sulfate-free shampoo. Okay. And then once a month, if I feel like I need it, I'll use a clarifying shampoo. Okay. So every now and then, I'm hearing stylists who say, I'm like, who has time for this? So to piggyback off of her, excuse me, I co-wash, and I co-wash weekly and I cleanse every 2 weeks. However, I'm considering bumping it up to every 3 weeks, washing every 3 weeks. So I don't have any issues right now. But I've heard stylists who say that women with natural hair, naturally curly hair, we should be washing our hair more often, like every 2 days. No one's got time for that.
Like seriously, I've heard several hairstylists, and these are people who have, essential knowledge with hair care, and to their point, they're saying that the more you wash your hair, the more that you the more that you cleanse your hair texture, that your curls will be loving you afterwards. I'm like, no, they won't.
No, my curls love me when I give them moisture, but that doesn't mean washing it.
Exactly.
Because I think my scalp is still recovering from relaxing it. That's why I shampoo with the sulfate-free once a week. And then if I want my style to last, I'll co-wash in the middle of the week. But that's really just, I'll rinse it and use conditioner to detangle it. But for me, it's mainly a scalp issue. I have to cleanse my scalp once a week. Otherwise, there's so much buildup that I just want to scratch it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Slow it down. But back to my original question, I've asked Tiara about whether she's been to a place where it's humid versus here. It is extremely dry here in Phoenix. I don't think people understand. When you open up your oven, when you have it on 300 degrees, that's what it feels like here in the summertime. No
moisture in the air.
None.
People here buy humidifiers when they've got a cold, because
we have humidifiers.
There's no moisture in the air. Except for today. Today it rained.
Yeah, today it rained. So, I always, every now and then I'll get someone from Phoenix, coming in on my videos. What do you do to keep your hair moisturized? One thing I do is this is not the norm. This is like the second time in a month I've had my hair out. I do not keep my hair out personally. But what's my point? As far as the dry heat here, there are certain products that I can't use because if it has a lot of glycerin, a lot of sorbitol, I can't use those products because it requires moisture in the air. And since there's no moisture here, it's going to attack the moisture that's already in your hair, leaving your hair even drier. So I know one line that everyone raves about is the mane and tail line. They're coming in. The mane and tail line.
I've actually never used the mane and tail line. I like the Shea Moisture leave-ins. The deep conditioners don't work. I don't really know why. But I'm still trying to figure out which products I want to use. I don't mind if it has silicones in it. That's not a huge deal for me because I wash my hair once a week. But no, I haven't really... I can't really say I have a set amount of products, and that's probably what people will ask, what products do you use? I'm still figuring that out.
Yeah, I have some staples, but I don't mind switching it up. But there are certain lines that I will avoid, and mane and tail is one of them. About hair textures, I know we kind of changed it, but it's okay.
I think my goal is honestly to see how long I can grow it.
Okay.
You know? I had a goal in the beginning of the year. I want to see if I can get to 20 inches.
Okay.
And when I did my last length check in July, it was the longest parts were 18 inches.
Oh, wow.
And it's surprising because it doesn't look that long to me, but stretch it out, and I'm like, oh wow, you know, I'm using a tape measure.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to see if I can get to 20 inches by December, and then after that, it's just.
Thank
One last
you.
question:
Oh, okay.
How do you keep it interesting then, for your channel? Because you say you wear it in twists all the time. How do you just keep it interesting for your content?
So when it comes to my channel, I think it's kind of morphed because I've started doing vlogging a little bit, but I find that using new products, you know, using new products and sometimes playing with or toying with different type of hairstyles. So I have a hairstyle coming up, or I have an idea coming up, how to do a 2-strand twist with only conditioner. Let's say you don't have any styling product. Can you achieve a 2-strand twist out with only conditioner? So I'm gonna try and see that I happen.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to, you know, that's what I try to do, because like I said, I've done everything. I have over 300 videos, and a lot of it does become redundant. So trying out new products. Right now I've been doing a lot of affordable products you can just buy in your grocery store, because not all of us can, you know, go to Target and afford a $12, $13 styling product.
That's
you
an
know.
investment.
It
Especially
is.
when you have as much hair as you do, you might get 1 or 2 uses.
Yeah, so I have no problems with going ahead and showing my mishaps. That's another thing too, I think, with hair. Natural
to
hair.
show that you failed.
Exactly. Yeah. And your hair is not, we all know, our hair is not going to be perfect every day. Even though it looks perfect right now,
right.
You have no idea it's a rat nest in the back, okay? You can't see
We're letting you see the nice
You just
parts.
see in the front. No, seriously, like my hair was matted for 6 months straight, and I was still doing videos. I'm like, yeah, girl, look at this twist out. And I wouldn't turn around to the back.
Right? Like, we're just going to keep that hidden back.
Yeah, we're just
there.
going to keep that hidden.
I try to do roller sets and silk wraps. I've done 2 in my entire life, and they're both on YouTube, and I don't like them, but
really?
It might help someone else.
Now,
maybe it's just what not to do. But.
I won't do that. I would say there's 2 hairstyles I won't do. Those raggedy, curl forms.
Oh, no. I'm not paying money for those.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the roller set, only because I have so much hair. There's no way.
Oh,
no.
yeah, I don't know how you get enough rollers on your head. You have so much hair. No, I do the roller set because I thought maybe that's just what you should do as an alternative to flat ironing.
I see.
They were experiments because I never roller set my hair when I was relaxed. So it's like a learning experience.
It is. It really is. You're learning your hair as an adult. You're learning your hair. And that's fun. So yeah, that's the direction I'm trying to go, is revisiting those products that didn't work well, revisiting those hairstyles. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I can add a perm rod to it. But I need to get back to hairstyles. I had the pleasure of meeting Shea last year. And I told her at the time, I said, I'm kind of straying away from hairstyles and doing more reviews because I feel bad with the length of hair I have, and when I get a comment every now and then, I can't wait till I get to your length. So I'm like, I need to stay away. She's like, no, you need to do styles. Go ahead and, you know, review the product, but go ahead and do it with a style tutorial. So that's what she recommended for me to do. And so I got back into doing style videos a lot more. So, okay. So that is all. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you as always to all the new subscribers. Take care. Bye.